And Rich Trapper tapping in, TNN Trap News Network. You feel me?
Rich Trapper.
The homie wanted you to whitelist this shit too.
Who?
Rich Trapper.
Rich Trapper?
He be reacting to your shit.
What's the deal, y'all? What's the deal, man? Rich Trapper tapping in, and we back in action with another reaction video. Back in this thing, like cracking this thing, man. Like, comment, subscribe. For more of this good content we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. Some news you use, some knowledge you can't get in college, big dog. Find me on all streaming platforms. Rich Trapper, Game 6. Rich Trapper, worth more than money. Rich Trapper, I'm better off without you. Start from scratch in The Nightmare Before Christmas. They both out now, as well as my newest project. I'm still better off without you. Get into that. Plus, my newest single, Something On, is out now, so make sure you get into that if you ain't got into that. You feel me? You want to get into that. You ain't got into that. You want to go ahead and get you some of these. Where they at? I just had honey bourbon. Where my honey? Bro, I always lose every morning when I do a video. I wake up and I can't find. Boom, here they are. My honey bourbons. Honey Bourbon Loose Leaves, man. Shout out to Deso Dub. Shout out to Honey Bourbon Loose Leaves. Awful lot of loose leaves. Awful lot of honey bourbons. Loose leaf. Perfectly cut leaves for a perfect roll every single time. And we also got to make sure, for those of y'all who don't like to indulge in the rollables, for those of y'all who like to have something a little bit more discreet, something a little bit more low-key, something just, between you and me, you might want to blow it out work in the bathroom because your coworkers get on your nerves. You might be at the kids' school, need to smoke a little woo-wop. You got these, man. Tasty live resin cartridges, ready to use, disposable cartridges, everything you need all in one, big dog. You don't need no piece, you don't need no charger, blah, blah. It's all right here for you. Cannabis-derived terpenes, premium category 3 distillate, no pesticides or heavy metals. Make sure you get some of these tasty live resin disposable cartridges. Get into these. If you ain't got into these, man, find them at your local dispensary. Make sure you get them, man. Tell them that Rich Trapper sent you. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Get at me in my DM on Instagram if you're trying to get some promotion through Trap News Network. TRAPNEWSNETWORX. That's Trap News Network. Get into that if you ain't got into that. Find me on all streaming platforms. I said that already. Make sure you get some of this chili we're giving away. How you get this chili? We're giving away $150 provided we get to 10,000 subscribers between now and May the 14th. So let's get our numbers up. Give away $150. And the best comment of the month of April will also receive a $50 cash app. So make sure y'all get into that and got into that. We finna jump into this content, man. We got Paperboy News. Shout out Paperboy News, man. Cowboy digs up Nina Boy's past and says he's moving out of LA, or he moved out of LA after this crime. Let's go. Let's see what we're talking about.
Oh, said to deliver y'all that daily report. Now, Cowboy was on Nothing to Something podcast with Paul P, and he was addressing the issues that Nina Boy had with Paul P for taking that video down out of respect for Cowboy. And they had a discussion about it, so let's talk about it. Now, Cowboy said he doesn't understand why Nina Boy's emotional over Paul P taking their interview down, because at the end of the day, he got compensated for that interview. And that's when Cowboy got on Paul P and said he doesn't even understand why he got Nina Boy up there in the first place, because in Cowboy's own words, Nina Boy is an internet guru.
Imagine having your own podcast, and then one of your guests is a recurring guest, and then he press you about who you have on your podcast. Paul P, you better stand on business, big dog. Don't be letting people tell you what you can and can't do with your platform. Stand on business. Stand on business. Like that flat top, standing on that flat top toupee. I'm just playing Paul P. It's all that, man. But stand on business like that flat top toupee on top of your head, big dog. Don't let them talk to you crazy.
At its finest. And Cowboy was referring to that.
And make sure y'all follow the Nothing Something podcast, man. Shout out to Paul P. It's just jokes, bro. It's just jokes. Make sure y'all follow, show some love, like, comment, subscribe. The Nothing Something podcast.
Heated moment where Nina Boy and Paul P was having their back and forth exchange of words over Paul P taking this video down. That's when Paul P took his cheap shots at Nina Boy and said, what do you expect? He's a fan of the Nothing to Something podcast channel. And Cowboy said, let's get one thing straight. The Paul P and Cowboy show, that's theirs. But as far as the Nothing to Something podcast, the whole company as well as the channel, that's all Paul P. And Cowboy told Nina Boy, like, you have all these issues with me, so don't come to the place where he works at and tries to get an interview out of it if you can't sit across the table and confront him man to man in person. That's when Cowboy told Paul P he intentionally told Milk 74 to come up there to do those interviews on that podcast channel instead of Nina Boy. And the reason Cowboy said that is because he said he expects that type of stuff from Milk 74, being that he's from Hoover and he's from neighborhood. But with Nina Boy, Cowboy said that's different, being that they both from neighborhoods And instead of Nina Boy going online trying to smut his name out on social media, he could have easily hit him up over the phone, set up a location for them two to meet up at, and they could have got their squabbling issues out the way.
Now, that's true. That is very true. They are from allied neighborhoods. You feel me? And they could have got their 1-2 step in like Sierra. They could have put some whoopties over the words. However, I don't think that this situation is so big to where it has to be whoopties over words. I think that words can actually be put over whoopties in this particular situation, because I don't think that anybody right now is actually mad about lost property, lost money, damage to goods. It's just a lot of emotion and ego involved, and ain't nothing hurt right now but some ego and feelings, and that's not a good enough reason, in my opinion, to blah 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 blah. However, it's not my place to tell another man what he can and can't stand for as far as standing on his respect level. These are my opinions, like an a-hole. We all have one. You feel me? So I can understand how you would want to. I'm not going to pretend like I'm oblivious to the fact. But myself personally, I don't think that this is a situation to warrant whoopties over words. I think words can actually be put over whoopties in this situation.
Then Cowboy was bringing up the fact that Nina Boy was bringing up court dates and court cases on Cowboy, trying to smut his name out on social media. And Cowboy said everything he got convicted and charged for, he brought that all to the table, meaning that everybody already knows about it and there's no mystery behind his history. And Cowboy said Nina Boy's the last person to place judgment on somebody, because Cowboy claims that Nina Boy has domestic charges on him, meaning that he puts his hands on his females, as well as him abandoning being a father, because according to Cowboy, he hasn't been paying his child support.
Now, this is what I can say. As far as to the parents in there, man, there's a lot of good dads in my chat. It's a lot of good dads in my comments. There's a lot of great dads that follow me. It's a lot of single dads that follow my channel, man. So I want to take a second to show love and respect to y'all, because fathers are important, bro. Black fathers are important. All fathers are important. Black, brown, Puerto Rican, Haitian, whatever. Black fathers are important, man. So I love to see black men being active in their kids' lives. And if you're not active in your children's lives, now is the perfect time to get active in your kids' life, man. If you ain't did nothing else today, man, love on your kids and take care of your kids and provide for your kids. I know your baby mama might be whatever. I know her mama might be whatever. I know you might be going through whatever you going through, big dog. But it ain't no excuse. Just to give y'all a quick little story. I remember one time I was in New York. I had to fly me, one of my baby mamas, and our kid from New York to L.A. I had to fly my mama from L.A. to Vegas to go get my other two kids from Nay Mama, because she was supposed to take them to L.A., but she was being difficult. I had to fly my mama and my kids back to L.A. Now we all together. We spend time. I had to fly my mom and had to fly me, my baby mama, and my other kid back to New York, my mama and my other two kids back to Vegas, mama back to LA, if you followed that story. But that's how bad I wanted to see my kids. Now we all in the house together. I got all my kids, so don't worry about it. But when I didn't have all my kids, that is, the length and the steps that I went through. Now, I understand that, well, I ain't got the money for that. You actually do have the money for that. You spend it on weed, you spend it on perks, you spend it on partying, you spend it on Uber Eats, you spend it on eating out, you spend it on Jack and the Crack, you spend it on lean, you spend it on liquor, you spend it on hoes, you spend it on everything but what you're supposed to be spending on over the kids. Even if you got to put down these Honey Bourbon loose leaves made by Deso Dub, an awful lot of cough syrup, awful lot of loose leaves, awful lot of loose leaves, man. Shout out to the Honey Bourbons. Loose leaves, perfectly cut leaves for a perfect roll every single time. Or if you got to put down these tasty live resin disposals, because they're cannabis-derived terpenes from category Premium 5 distillate, no pesticides, heavy metals, and you got to stop doing that for a second because they're great products. We understand, because you got to put that towards your kids. You feel me? So it's no real reason not to be, available for your kids. From a jail cell, I was around for my kids. You feel me? So, well, you get it if you ever been in jail. Take care of it. Don't worry about it. Not in the physical. I did my best with what I had. But I stopped going to jail so I could be there for my kids. That was another part of growing up, because when you got kids, going to jail really just ain't it. But I digress. There's no excuse for being a poor parent unless, I say all that to say, unless said children are 600 in milk. And in that case, I'm sorry that daddy wasn't there. Milk, I'm going to do better for you. I think my oldest son, 600, is a lost cause. But we going to get it together. Daddy loves you guys.
Cowboy said as far as Nina Boy trying to call him a rat as well as an ass offender, Cowboy posed this question to Nina Boy saying,
for those of y'all who don't know, I got a chupacabra. It's my chupacabra. Her name is Six. Six is a real life chupacabra, a Xolo, a Mexican hairless dog. I got a chupacabra for sure.
what about that young girl you had in that alley? And Cowboy said that's the reason why And Cowboy said as far as Nina Boy trying to call him a rat as well as an ass offender, Cowboy posed this question to Nina Boy saying, what about that young girl you had in that alley? And Cowboy said that's the reason why Nina Boy disappeared for so long is because he tried to brush that under the rug according to Cowboy. That way everybody will forget about it and he could come back fresh again on YouTube. And Cowboy told Nina Boy the same.
Whoa. That's an allegation of an allegation. Sheesh. I'm gonna just drink my little mint water. For those of y'all who ain't had no mint water, it's the first video of the day. I don't care. I'm lecturing you. So what? Go get you some mint water. One dude in the comments was like, it ain't mint water. It's called tea. I don't sip no tea, buster. It's mint water, fool. No, it might be tea. I don't know. I do like tea. Actually, I like chai tea. It's actually really good. But I digress. And ginger tea is actually really good too. But I call it mint water. I like it mint water. It probably is tea. Now I think about it. That actually does make sense. But I call it mint water. Whatever. Either way go, man. Make sure you get you some water right now. Go bust off some 100 push-ups, man, while y'all listening to this video. Or, you know, by the time you finish listening to this one, the next one will be up. But go do a 33, 33, 34. That's a set of 33. That's another set of 33. That's an end of 34. That's 100 push-ups right there. Go get you some water. Go do 20 minutes of stretching. Go take your shoes off. Go take your shirt off. And go stand in the backyard and let that grass hit your feet. It's called grounding, big dog. It's called grounding. Go get grounded, big dog. It's important. It's important. So make sure y'all go do that. You feel me? While you all over here with your breath stinking. Go brush your teeth too. Go wash your face. Go get your life together, bro. You over here just watching me early in the morning. You stink. Get your life together. Get up and make your bed, bro. Make your bed, bro. Like, don't be out here dirtbagging it. Go brush your teeth. Go wash your face. Go make your bed. Go drink you some water, some mint water preferably, with a little bit of lime in it. Lemon, excuse me. No honey. Just drink it the way it is. It's going to be nasty, bro, but you'll get used to it. Don't worry about it. And then go do your 100 push-ups. And then go tackle the fucking day. You can listen to me while you doing all that. You're just over here not taking care of yourself. Get your life together.
You try to sacrifice me on social media, he not gonna do that to you. And he told Nina Boy, before you go out there trying to smut people out, make sure that your closet is clean, meaning that you ain't got no smut on your name. That's when Cowboy got super disrespectful with Nina Boy, saying that you banged all them years from East Coast Crib and not one person from your section respects you. This is the beauty of social media, because you can smut people's name out, and although that's kind of childish at times, you know, it's better than actual violence in the streets. This way, when people have issues with another person, instead of handling it in the streets, which could result in somebody losing their life, you know, they can have a back and forth on social media, which creates content, and the benefit to all of that is they get views on their channel and they get money off of it to be able to provide for them as well as their family. But y'all like,
okay, so they putting words over whoopties. I got you.
share and subscribe to the channel. Y'all let me know what y'all think.
Shout out to my man Paperboy News, man. We up out here to the next one, man. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe for more of this content we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. Some news you use, some knowledge you can't get in college. We dog. Find me on all streaming platforms. Rich Trapper Game 6. Rich Trapper Worth More Than Money. Rich Trapper I'm Better Off Without You. Start from scratch the Nightmare Before Christmas. They both out now, as well as my newest project, I'm Still Better Off Without You. And my newest single, hey, 6, get out of there. My newest single, Something Going, is out now too, man. Get into that if you ain't got into that. You want to make sure that you get you some of these Honey Bourbon Loose Leafs, man. Shout out to Deso Dub. Shout out to Honey Bourbon Loose Leafs. Awful lot of loose leaves, awful lot of cough syrup, awful lot of honey bourbons, man. Loose leaves, perfectly cut leaves for a perfect roll every time. You want to make sure you get you some of these tasty live resin disposals, cannabis-derived terpenes, premium category 3 distillate, no pesticides or heavy metals like a rock band. Get into that if you ain't got into that, man. If you're trying to get some advertising marketing through TNN Trap News Network, make sure you hit me on Instagram, TRAPNEWS, NETWORX. That's Trap News Network. Find me on all streaming platforms. I said that already. You trying to get some of this good chili? Red dot, slide it to the left. We're going to tell you how to get some of this money we giving away here at TNN. And other than that, it's Free Avenue Angel until he's free. We gone.